Hey Wonder Twins, what's up? I have new comic reviews, starting with iZOMBIE issue 16. And we're almost done with the current storyline, which I think is called 6 Feet Under and Rising. It's a zombie story. This is actually the first big to-do that we've done with zombies, outside of our lead character, Gwen. She's had to face actual undead, mindless zombies in this story, which I imagine kind of sucks for her. Also, she's fighting them with her potentially new boyfriend, Horatio, who is a monster fighter. She's terrified that he finds out who she is during this whole brouhaha, and, you know, she's next to get whacked in the head. They're also trying to save her friend, Scott, or Spot, who is a were-terrier. And luckily, he was not in were-terrier mode when they showed up to help him. So they got him, and now they gotta get away from all these zombies that are chasing them. Spot's grandfather, still in his chimp body, saves a couple of his friends, which actually is a really cool scene. And Gwen still has to kind of play it girly-like in front of her monster boyfriend, even though she can handle herself. She doesn't really want to explain the whole being a zombie thing to him at this moment. This is kind of a bad moment to do so. All which concludes, I won't really get too deep plot-wise, all which concludes at a hilarious run-in with 3 groups of adversaries with our heroes caught in the middle, and an almost Three's Company-esque moment where Gwen has to do some explaining. And of course, Mike Allred's art is solid as always. I love it. And also, the Dead President's backup fully falls into the current storyline, and the way it was done is just effortless, and I love it. And you look back at the previous issues and go, oh wow, I can see it coming closer and closer. Excellent work. Definitely recommend iZOMBIE. 5 RAM chips. Now, let's move over to Marvel and X-Men's SCHISM, issue 2. And it's written by Jason Aaron, and this issue is drawn by Frank Cho. I don't know too much about what's going on behind the scenes, but I suspect that each issue is drawn by a different artist, which I think is an interesting choice. This one is Frank Cho, and, well, we left off the Sentinels, and a whole bunch of other countries started going apeshit, frankly, including the one here in Iran, which starts attacking their own people during a, an opening demonstration, let's just say. And the X-Men are kind of on it. They're back at their headquarters near San Francisco, the Utopia island, with Scott and the White Queen kind of managing everything, almost in a Justice League Unlimited kind of way. Shooting these teams off here, shooting these teams off here. Wolverine's getting antsy because he wants to be in the action. And he mixes it up a little bit with Scott here, with Scott telling him, look, I need you here because you're one of my big guns, and if we get attacked here, I want you here. I don't want you, like, you know, in Apeshipville or wherever. We see the tension starting to a little bit mount between the two characters, but there's still a lot of respect here, actually. And, of course, Quentin gets arrested when he shows up, because he has nowhere else to run, so he comes to them for asylum, which puts our heroes in a bit of a tricky position, because everybody wants to arrest him, and doesn't look so good. Meanwhile, we got the new young Black King and his cohorts buying something from these aliens, and by the way, the deal goes bad, so they slaughter them. If those aliens had just waited, like 10 minutes, they wouldn't have got slaughtered, but hey, whatever. We'll keep the money and the incredibly awful thing they bought from them. This has been really good. The dialogue is terrific. Frank Cho's art is just always clean and beautiful. Although I'm not the biggest fan of his Scott Summers. There's something really awkward looking about the character. I don't know. It just doesn't... it's just not as good as some of the other characterizations he does. But that's just quibble, really. Also, the scene with Rogue and Kitty Pryde saving the president of Iran is hilarious. I won't repeat the dialogue, but Kitty is fucking awesome in this scene. I'm loving this one a lot. This is 5 RAM chips. I'm definitely thinking about getting back on board at X-Men. I know, really? I can't. I think it's been almost 20 years since I've read X-Men. Now, speaking of another book I haven't read in a long time that I'm all about these days, it's Spawn. Yeah, issue 210, and drawn by the same gang, Jeff Johns' archenemy. Todd McFarlane with additional plot. Will Carlton and Simon Kuransky doing the art. And let me go on the art again. The art has been really beautiful. I've talked about this before. I think it was a really interesting choice. You know, Todd McFarlane directs this series, so I mean, the book looks and you know and sounds, not sounds, but you know the way it's written, the direction of the book. You know, he pretty much is still in charge, even if he's not the main writer anymore or the main artist. And the fact that he's chosen to kind of push the book in a non-McFarlane-esque route, I think, is really interesting. And I'm happy he's done this because, you know, the book really does have this wonderful air to it now, where it didn't during the Capullo days and during the McFarlane days, where it was just kind of maybe just another superhero book. Now it feels like one of those kind of R-rated horror animes, and by the way, I mean that as a compliment. Where it has, just this real kind of creepy reality with, the shadows coming alive every so often, and some, random craziness happening. Which, was really cool because I like the fact that, there's a lot of kind of realistic setting, and then, a nurse turns into a demon. So, like, oh, okay, that's kind of good. Unfortunately, not too much happens here. There's a lot more of a couple of the characters, Twitch and this other cop, kind of comparing notes. And Jim, the current Spawn, tries to heal Sam, and something goes up with his hand where he's not really sure of. It's kind of frightening him. Yeah. I like this overall. Maybe a couple more things plot-wise could have happened, but really good, solid book. Definitely recommend this series too. I'm going to give this a strong 4 Ram Chips. Liked it a lot, and I can't wait to see where this is going. Oh, by the way, nice Michael Golden cover, by the way. And that's going to do it for now. I am still doing the Kickstarter for Red Knight. I think I just had a pledge today, so I'm not quite sure how much I'm at. I think I'm at around 337, 340. I have a goal of 900, and I'm still doing rewards for pledges and stuff like that. Like my Red Knight Chibi. This is a $50 one, and I got a T-shirt for I think it's $20 or something like that. Check it out. I'm going to put the link at the bottom. And if you do, maybe there'll be a Red Knight 3 and 4, hopefully. Anyway, push the button, Lindsay.